Forewarning, this is going to be a long video. If you are not up to watching another Red Pill Black video, you can discontinue watching this, but I'm going to play devil advocates here and try and defend her. Let's just get started. So, I'm just going to break down Tree's video, I guess, segment by segment, and try and defend Red Pill Black, aka Candace Owens, or I guess it'd be Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black.
Introducing Social Autopsy, the first ever search database that compiles and allows the public to easily access the digital footprint of individuals and companies. Our team has crawled through the public interfaces of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, creating real profiles for the individuals that lob hate speech over the web.
The first part of the video from Tree of Logic, she talks about hate speech. Hate speech is something that SJWs believe in, and that it should be something that they should be protected from. Now, as far as I know, Candace does not deny being a former SJW, so I don't know why bringing the part where she talks about hate speech is, you know, proof that she's an undercover SJW. She's never denied that she was a former SJW, and she's seen the light, so.
Oh, and don't worry, we do not allow any commenting or labeling on our website because we do not want to play home to any bullying ourselves.
This part of the video where she's talking about social autopsy, she says that we don't want to be a part of bullying ourselves, so they're disabling comments and labeling and things like that. This to me shows that she really had the best intentions, even though this website was a horrible, awful, terrible idea. Just terrible. Like, could be easily abused. I think that phrase where she says we don't want to advocate for bullying when this site is meant to prevent bullying, I think shows that she was trying to do the right thing and she had the best intentions, even though she was not thinking properly regarding the consequences of what the site could do.
What about minors? We are seeing a lot of people that are showing concern for minors, and I guess this is sort of a two-pronged approach, which is first, you guys should be visiting the terms of service on Facebook and on Twitter because they thoroughly explain what it means to be a minor and what you sign up and what you agree for when you check that box and agree to their terms of usage. Pretty much, if you are a minor, you are not excluded from anything if you are posting in a public place saying awful things. With that said, we stand by the fact that we think the best time to be on our database is when you are a minor, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. We are trying to affect their, conscious when they're young, so they know to use the internet more responsibly when they're older. There's no harm, no foul really if you're a minor, right? You have this profile for 365 days. You're not applying to college. You're not, going out for a job. It doesn't do anything to affect your livelihood in any way.
The part where Tree and I guess the FAQ part of the video where Candace is talking about children being submitted and how are children going to be affected, I think was really poor judgment, but I think her intention, again, I think she had the best intentions. SJWs always have the best intentions, and they don't really think about the long term and the consequences of their actions. It's supposed to teach them how what you put online affects everyone and how you leave a footprint wherever you go. So if you tell someone, hey, I'm gonna come to your house and kill you tonight, what you did to me, or whatever you did to me, you're gonna pay. I'm going to come and kill you, or I'm going to come and beat you up, or whatever they say. Whatever type of harassment or bullying that they say online, it has weight. So her intention was, to me, now this is just a purely opinion, I think her intentions were to show that children should not be spewing hate speech online. Children are minors. They don't, think fully about their actions. And it was just to show, you have a digital footprint. And when she says that they're not going to be affected, they're not applying for jobs, they're not trying to go to college or anything like that. But you can easily take a picture of a child with a telephoto lens and, put where they go to school. It's something that, people can easily get information from if they abuse the system. I understand the intentions that were meant for it, but the way it was going to be used, I know this, it was going to be bad, so it was a horrible idea, basically.
Candace Owens launched a Kickstarter to fund her doxxing website called socialautopsy.com. When liberals heard about it, they immediately warned everyone on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
The outrage from the left when the site was launched was warranted. I think that the site is a horrible idea. Regardless, of her intentions, it could easily be abused. I'm not sure how she missed that. But, even though this was a huge mistake, it was a mistake. And I'm sure that she's learned from it because of the backlash that she's getting from making it. So if she hasn't learned her lesson by now, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully she's learned from this experience.
But instead of fact-checking her, they were all blinded by her charm and believed her story without investigating it.
People do this. People tend to believe people's stories right off the bat sometimes because, I guess Candace kind of attracted a normie audience. They didn't really fact check anything. They just believe what she says. A lot of people do that. And it's just a lot of people do that. I mean, what can you do? Nobody fact checks nowadays. They just don't. They just take people's word for it. So what can you do?
Now that her Kickstarter was suspended because it violated the terms of service, in addition to being a horrible concept, Candace did what Candace does best. She played the victim.
I don't see how Candace played the victim. I understand that she was, in a sense, a victim, but telling your story is not really playing the victim. It's like people ask you questions and there's a backstory to it, so you have to tell that story. It's relevant to why she became a conservative, in my opinion. So I don't really think she's playing the victim per se. The story of, what happened is relevant to her, I guess, her journey as becoming conservative. So I don't think that's very accurate. Call me crazy. The links that are provided down in the description below, I think, is part of the history. And again, she's never denied this history. She's never disputed this history. She has, embraced this history. And a lot of people will say that she doesn't regret making the site and all this other stuff. And I think that people are taking that out of context. Back in college, I was a wild child for a short amount of time. There was like a span of maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3 years that I did whatever I wanted and I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Do I regret that? No. Does it make me embarrassed sometimes when I think back on what I did? Yes, it does. But I've learned from that experience and I'm a better person for it. Same thing with Candace. I think that's what she's trying to say. She doesn't regret making the website because she's learned from these experiences. And it's made her, learn from it. It's made her a better person. It's contributed to her, I guess, red pill journey. So I don't think she's saying that she doesn't regret making the website because she wants all the information from us. It's a learning experience. And the reason why she didn't take it down, I think she's said it before, it's part of her history. It's part of, something that she did, that she created, and that she has to take responsibility for. So she didn't want to delete it because it was part of something that she needed to learn from. And she didn't want to hide from it. She didn't want to look like a coward, I guess, and just delete it and try to erase it from history. So that's her explanation of that. So I think she said that plenty of times.
For the record, I don't like Zoe Quinn. Personally, I think she's a nasty woman. However, in all fairness, Why would Zoe Quinn call a complete stranger, demand that she takes down her Kickstarter, and then cries because she doesn't? When Candace explains this story in other interviews, she said that Zoe wanted to protect the identity of the men who were harassing her.
As far as the Zoe Quinn thing, I really don't know what to think on that, honestly. Zoe Quinn is like, I don't know, she's not a good person. She is the victim of all victims, you know. People harassed her and she wanted to do something about it. Now, in my opinion, the way that Candace's story plays out in my head is that Zoe Quinn contacted her because it would put a name and a face to all of the people that harassed her. And that name and face would probably be hers, or probably be, you know, bot accounts, or, you know, just, you know, kids who don't know any better, and she thrives from that notoriety of being a victim from those bullies. Now, when she says that, you know, you're gonna ruin everything and hangs up the phone, being a victim gets you a lot of money. And I've said that in videos before. Playing the victim, being oppressed gives you power, it gives you wealth, it gives you fame. If this website would have been revealed or gone through, it wouldn't have been real people. It would have been probably her constituents trying to milk all the money out of the cow that they have been, you know, getting money from to try and be victims. So that's what I get from it. I'm not saying that that is correct, but that's what I got. That's the vibe I got from Candace's story.
But that wasn't a part of the video that I found odd. What I found suspect was the fact that she was talking to an empty auditorium. If you pause the video at the 15-minute time mark, you can see the empty chairs in front of her.
Now, the TED Talk things is kind of odd. You know, I noticed that too. I noticed those empty seats. But did we see the whole auditorium? I don't think we saw the whole auditorium. It looked really empty, but we didn't see the whole auditorium. Maybe it was a dress rehearsal? We don't know. Maybe it was just, you know, not a lot of people showed up and it didn't catch the whole audience. That was odd. I don't know how to explain that one, except it could have been either a dress rehearsal or just we didn't get to see the whole auditorium with the other people in it. So I don't know.
In all honesty, Candace's videos are a bunch of fluff. There's no substance to them whatsoever. If you compare her videos to the videos of other Black conservative YouTubers, you will see a huge difference in the content.
A lot of people have brought this up that, oh, her content is pretty much all the same talking points and everything that everyone else does. I mean, and there's a reason for that, because everyone goes through those talking points. Her videos are short and succinct and they're to the point. It ain't got no fluff in between. She gets to her, you know, little things. Her videos are short and sassy and people like it. People have short attention spans. And her videos were just has the right formula. You know, it doesn't take more than a 15-minute break to look at and then you're done. So yeah, and she's cute. You know, some people just like, you know, vanilla. They don't want the extra fluff. They don't want, you know, extra facts and research into it. They just want to be entertained. And that's probably why she became so popular.
Paul Joseph Watson is smitten with Candace and showcased her on his channel as a Black woman who was force-fed the red pill. This undoubtedly turned her from a liberal to a conservative. Not once did you vet her. Not once did you investigate her story. Not once did you fact-check her, Paul. You let this brain affect this brain, and you allowed a SJW feminist to infiltrate the right-wingers' platform.
About Paul Joseph Watson, how do you know that, you know, he's into her like that? I mean, did he say that, you know, oh, Candace is so beautiful, and, you know, did he ever show anything that would indicate that he's attracted to her in that way? If he did, so what? I mean, maybe he's down for the swirl. Who knows? I don't see why bringing up Paul Joseph Watson is relevant, because he didn't fact check her or vet her. You know, no one did. So why is he an exception? No one vetted her. No one. I mean, she's brought up her past before, so maybe he thought that was sufficient. I don't know why you're trying to knock his game. I mean, Candace is cute. So, I mean, even if they were dating, so what? I don't care.
But let's look at Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black. She's been on YouTube for 2 months, and after making just 7 videos, she's an instant sensation. She has more fame and exposure right now than all the Black conservative YouTubers put together.
A lot of people are bringing this up as well, and I'm going to bring this back to, you know, her channel growth was so quick and so rapid, and, you know, a lot of people are saying that that's suspicious. Is it really suspicious? A lot of people on YouTube shoot up in subscribers with crap content all the time. Rice Gum, Jake Paul, yeah, they've had, I mean, where did Rice Gum come from? I know that he probably had some type of following, but a lot of people blow up for no good reason whatsoever. She had content that people enjoyed. Yeah, there's other Black YouTubers that, you know, that deserve credit, that deserve praise, and they have really good content as well. But it's not her fault or their fault that she got national attention from, you know, Fox News and Stefan Molyneux and Dave Rubin. It's just, you know, the flip of the coin, you know, it's just a coincidence. I don't think it's like unbelievable that she got so popular so fast. It happens all the time. All the time. I will remind you of when this happened before, but I'm not there yet.
You know, I have to hand it to Candace. Like, she's the best con artist I have seen in years. She interviewed with the right people. None of them fact-checked her, and none of them went to the website that is still up and running, collecting doxing information right now as I speak. SocialAutopsy.com is going to be launched, and it's going to be launched real soon. And the conservatives are unknowingly giving her the money to fund it.
Now that time has gone by, the site has been deleted. So Tree's assurance that this website was going to launch is now on the wayside, at least to me. Could it be that the website is out there in the ether under a different name? If she still have intentions to launch it? Only time will tell. I don't know. I hope not. We don't know what the future will hold. So all we can do is wait and see. If something similar pops up and we trace it back to her, then yeah, we can totally say that she's an undercover SJW, and you know, she deserves to be criticized. And she, you know, everyone deserves to be criticized. Even me. I'm gonna get it, probably. So I mean, all we can do right now is wait and see. The last part of the video from Tree is what bothers me the most about this whole video. Tree, you're making yourself to be the victim before you're even the victim. You're like, I'm gonna be doxxed. That's, you know, she's wanting me to be doxxed. I mean, and I know that being doxxed is very scary, especially for you being a former cop and people out to get you. And I'm so thankful that you're moving to Texas because, you know, our gun laws are great. I live in Texas. Welcome in advance. And Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. So just, yeah. Again, you're making yourself to be the victim before it even happens. And you talk about Candace, victim, you know, playing the victim card and, you know, using that victimhood mentality. The hypocrisy is so great. And yeah, we can all be hypocrites sometimes, but in this case, I think it is astounding how you don't see that you are being a victim and playing it to all the people watching your videos to make yourself look better. And then let's travel back in time a little bit now. I'm going to remind you of a time where almost the same situation happened, except it wasn't for actions in the past. It was for actions happening right now, like right now. So do you remember there was a young girl who started on YouTube and, you know, she shot up to fame fairly quickly like Candace. And, you know, everyone was like, oh, she's great. And, you know, she was doing these things right under our noses. Like, most people didn't have a clue. Like, I even subscribed to her. And I only watched maybe a couple of her videos. I'm like, oh, she's cool, you know, whatever. She's good. But she made a video. Y'all remember. Y'all remember Rage After Storm, right? Y'all remember her, right? Yeah, I remember her. I remember. she made a video about how race is real and race realism is a thing, and like everybody was like, what? Just like denounced her immediately. People had live streams about it, just like y'all are doing with Candace, and it's the same scenario. That time it was for things that Rage said now, but this time it's for what Candace did when she was in SJW. Another difference is that Tree defended Rage. And this time she is not defending Candace, even though Candace has talked about the website. She said it by name, and people knew about this, and all of a sudden it's come to light. I mean, I don't know. But the whole situation is kind of strange to me because it's happened before. With Rage, she made that video. I mean, the intro to Rage's video was literally people hailing Hitler in like a parade or something. I don't know how we didn't see it, but it's there. And in the video, Tree says she's proudly friends with people on the alt-right. You know, alt-right used to be something that was, you know, like the hip and cool conservatives are taking over the political spectrum. And now it's a phrase literally for white supremacists and white nationalists. And you can be friends with white nationalists, that's fine. But whenever she defended Rage, I was just taken aback. And I made a rebuttal video to it, of course, and I was blocked by Tree. And then she was playing the victim card then as well, Tree was. I think some black guy, he liked a tweet that called Tree an Uncle Ruckus, which is basically someone who is a traitor to their race and doesn't want to be black and hates their skin tone or whatever. She brought that up on multiple occasions on Twitter. She was playing that victimhood status. You might as well have said that she was a victim of hate speech, basically. And now here she comes blaming Candace for playing the victim. If someone is playing the victim, you would know it. And I don't see that in her. I see her telling a story because, you know, she's gone on a lot of interviews, so it's been said over and over and over again. She's just telling her story, her journey. With Tree, she's like, oh my god, you called me Uncle Ruckus, how do you have to explain yourself? Like, the whole thing reeks to me of just stupidity. So, draw your own conclusions. I know people, I'm not going to change your mind, but that's just, when I saw this video, I immediately thought, I don't know, I'm going to be suspicious because of this. Because Tree has, you know, blocked me for defending me not having a low IQ because of my skin color. So I know this is a long video. Let me know your thoughts on if this has changed your mind. If it has not changed your mind, what are some things that I missed? Let me know. So also subscribe to my channel. And I said I was going to do a live stream. I will do that very soon. I just have to figure out how to live stream. So have a great day. I will go do the same. Bye.